Part 1.4 Jesus institutes the Holy Eucharist.
The desire that souls be clean when they receive me in the sacrament of love, led me to wash the feet of my apostles. I also did it to represent the sacrament of penance, in which the souls that have had the misfortune of falling into sin, can wash themselves and regain their lost purity. When washing their feet, I wanted to teach the souls that have apostolic tasks, to humble themselves and treat with tenderness the sinners and all souls entrusted to them. I wrapped myself in linen to teach them that, in order to achieve success with souls, one has to gird oneself with mortification and self-denial. I wanted them to learn mutual charity and how the faults they observed in their neighbor should be cleansed, concealing them and always forgiving them without ever disclosing their faults. The water that I poured over my apostles' feet was a reflection of the zeal that consumed my heart in desires for the salvation of mankind. At that moment, the love that I felt for mankind was infinite and I did not want to leave them orphans. In order to live with you until the consummation of time and to show you my love, I wanted to be your breath, your life, your support, your everything. Then I saw all the souls that, in the course of time, would be nourished by my body and blood, and I saw all the divine effects that this nourishment would produce in many souls. That immaculate blood would engender purity and virginity in many souls, in others, it would light the fire of love and zeal. Many martyrs of love gathered at that hour before my eyes and in my heart. Many other souls, after having committed many and serious sins and weakened by the force of passions, would come to me to renew their strength with the bread of the strong. How I would like to make known the feelings of my heart to all souls. How much I desire that they know the love I felt for them at the cenacle when I instituted the Holy Eucharist. Nobody could penetrate the feelings in my heart during those moments, feelings of love, joy, tenderness. But also immense was the bitterness that invaded my heart. Are you perhaps good ground for the construction of a magnificent building? Yes and no. Yes, because of the gifts that I have made for you since birth. No, because of the use that you have made of them. Do you think that your ground is adequate in proportion to the structure of the building that I raise? Oh, it is paltry. Then, in spite of all the opposing elements that exist in you, my calculations will not fail because it is my skill to choose that which is poor for the purpose that I intend. I never make a mistake because I use skill and love. I construct actively without your realizing it. Your own desire to know what I am doing serves me for proving to you that you can do nothing and know nothing without my desiring it. It is time to work. Do not ask me for anything because there is someone who is thinking about you. I want to tell my souls the bitterness, the tremendous sorrow that filled my heart that night. Although my joy was great at accompanying mankind until the end of time and in becoming the divine nourishment of souls, and of seeing how many would render me homage of adoration, love, and reparation, great was the sadness that caused me to contemplate all those souls that were to abandon me at the tabernacle and how many would doubt my presence in the Eucharist. In how many hearts, stained, impure and completely torn by sin I would have to enter. And how my profaned flesh and blood would become the reason for the damnation of so many souls. You cannot understand the way in which I contemplated all the sacrileges, offenses, and tremendous abominations that would be committed against me. The many hours that I would spend alone in the tabernacles. How many long nights. How many human beings would reject the loving calls that I would address to them. For love of souls, I remain a prisoner in the Holy Eucharist, so that in their sorrow and grief they are being consoled by the most tender of hearts, by the best of fathers, by the most loyal friend. But that love, which is consumed for the good of mankind, is not going to be returned. I live amongst sinners to be their salvation and their life, their doctor and medicine, yet they, in return, in spite of their sick nature, distance themselves from me. They offend me and scorn me. My children, poor sinners. Do not distance yourselves from me. I wait for you night and day at the tabernacle. I will not reproach you for your crimes, I will not throw your sins in your face. What I will do is to wash you with the blood of my wounds. Do not be afraid, come to me. You do not know how much I love you. And you, dear souls, why are you cold and indifferent to my love? I know you have to attend to the needs of your family, your home, and of the world that constantly demands of you. But, can it be that you do not have a moment to come and give me proof of your love and gratitude? Do not allow yourselves to be carried away by so many useless worries. Reserve a moment of your time to visit the prisoner of love. If your body is sick, can you not find a few minutes to seek the doctor who must cure you? Come to he who can restore strength and health of the soul. Give alms of love to this divine beggar, who calls you, wants you, and waits for you. These words will produce the effect of a great truth in souls. They will penetrate families, schools, religious congregations, hospitals, prisons, and many souls will surrender to my love. My greatest sorrows come from the souls of priests and nuns. At the moment that I instituted the Eucharist, I saw all the privileged souls that would be nourished with my body and my blood and the effects produced in them. To some, my body would be a remedy to their weakness. To others, a fire that would succeed in consuming their miseries, inflaming them with love. Ah! Those souls gathered before me will be an enormous garden in which every plant produces a different flower, but all delight me with their scent. My body will be the sun that revives them. I will come close to some to be consoled, to others to hide, in others I will rest. If you only knew, beloved souls, how easy it is to console, to hide, and to give rest to the one God. This God, who loves you with infinite love after freeing you from the bondage of sin, has sown in you the incomparable grace of the religious vocation. He has brought you in a mysterious way to the garden of his delights. This God, your Redeemer, has become your spouse. He himself nourishes you with his body so pure, and with his blood, he quenches your thirst. In me you shall find rest and happiness. Oh, little daughter! Why is it that so many souls, after having been filled with so many blessings and caresses, have to be the cause of such sadness in my heart? Am I not always the same? Can it be that I have changed for you? No. I will never change, and I will love you with predilection and tenderness until the end of time. I know you are full of miseries, but this will not keep from you my most tender looks, and I wait for you anxiously, not only to ease your miseries, but also to fill you with my blessings. If I ask for your love, do not deny it to me. It is very easy to love the one who is love itself. If I ask for something dear to your nature, I give you both the grace and the strength necessary so you can be my comfort. Allow me to come into your souls, and, if you do not find in them anything that is worthy of me, tell me with humility and trust, Lord, you already see the fruit that this tree produces. Come and tell me what I must do, so that from now on it may bear the fruit that you desire. If the soul tells me this with a sincere desire of proving its love to me, I shall answer, Dear soul, allow me to cultivate your love myself. Do you know the fruits that you will obtain? The victory over your character will make amends for offenses, it will atone for faults. If you do not get upset when you are corrected and you accept it gladly, you will make it possible for souls blinded by pride to humble themselves and ask for forgiveness. This is what I will do in your soul if you allow me to work freely. The garden will not flourish immediately, but you will give great comfort to my heart. All this passed before me when I instituted the Eucharist, and I was enkindled with longing to nourish souls. I was not going to stay on earth to live with perfect beings, but rather to support the weak and nourish the children. I would make them grow, strengthen their souls, and rest in their miseries, and their good desires would console me. But among my elected ones there are souls that cause me sorrow. Will they all persevere? This is the cry of pain that escapes from my heart, this is the moan that I want souls to hear. The eternal love is looking for souls who may say new things about old truths already known. The infinite love wants to create in the bosom of humanity a tribunal of pure mercy, not of justice. That is why the messages are multiplying in the world. Whoever understands them admires their work, takes advantage of them, and causes others profit from them as well. Whoever does not understand, keeps on being a slave of the spirit that dies and condemns. To the latter I direct my word of condemnation, because they hinder my divine work and they become accomplices of the devil. What cunning produces pressure on their childish minds when they condemn and repress what proceeds not from miserable creatures but from the Creator? To those whom I have called little ones, I reveal my knowledge, which on the other hand, I hide from the proud. Soul, allow me to pour myself in you. Become a valve of my heart because there is no shortage of those who stifles my love.